Okay, so I wanted to make one more video at least about the ethics side of it. Now I know a lot of people might have liked my videos for being in a way scientific and trying to prove that this Keshe-McGrath system works, and they might not like these kinds of videos which are more, you know, out there. In other words, what nowadays is not accepted as real because it's so ethereal or so non-tangible, so not physical. But we're talking here anyway about things that are not physical. We're talking about things that are not touchable, that they're not like this, they're not like this, you know? When I'm looking out of my eyes and you're looking out of your eyes, there's something that is not physical. You can say your eyes are physical, but there's this awareness. It's the real you looking out. It's the eye, the one eye in the universe. We're all the same one, intelligence looking out. And the reason I want to speak about this, which seems to veer off a little bit from what we've been talking about in the McGrath stuff, is that it all doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Because the objective universe, the formal universe, the dance, the Gaia, not the Gaia, sorry, the Lila, the divine Lila, the play of life, as the Hindus call it in some traditions, is God or life, the universe, dancing its dance. And when the dance is over, new dance comes. And if it doesn't come, it doesn't matter, because the universe doesn't begin and doesn't end. That's what infinity, or not really infinity, but eternal. The eternal happens before it happens without ever happening. Before it ever started, it was done. In eternal reality, in the eternal aspect of the universe, the void, the emptiness, everything that it could ever be and ever was and ever will be is already there without ever having happened. In other words, nothing matters. And I think it's funny, the word nothing matters, because we're talking about something of ascending and going above matter. That we are in essence not matter at all, we're energy, and energy is again consciousness, and consciousness, when it's all left behind, is the grand, big, empty void of life itself, the all-encompassing origin of life. And sometimes we can get a little bit lost making machines and saving people, when really the most important thing, and I'm going to stress this, the most important thing that you can ever do in your entire life is not to intellectually know, not to contemplate, but to actually thoroughly, truly, completely, like being drenched by it completely, know that there is only that, the one, and all is well. And may the dance their dances, may the ups be ups and downs be downs, may the planet live or die, whatever and whoever's controlling this planet. Because finally, if you can't rest in the real, direct, gnostic knowledge, the real depth of your own being, knowing, not with the mind, not in an intellectual way, but knowing from your very core of your being that you are life itself. If we don't know that, without that, we're in trouble. No matter whether we get a free energy device, no matter when we get free food device, we're going to still be in trouble. We're going to be just like most of the other species out there that have lost their way. Because if you go out there, travel to space, and find yourself some new planets, we're going to have Star Wars. Because if you don't know that everything out there is you, and you can't hurt yourself because it would be, you know, you hurt another, it would be yourself. It makes no sense chopping off your own fingers and eating them, but that's what we do because we don't see it. We don't see we are the one. So it doesn't matter. We're going to go out there and be like the Star Wars and the Star Trek, and we're going to fight most other species that haven't realized who they are. Because finally, you are this, the awareness. You're not the eyes, you're not the body, you're not the thoughts. You are the awareness looking out through the eyes. It's not the objective of the eyes It's not the object of the body. It's not the objects of the world. It's not the coils. It's not the coil stacker. It's not Mr. Keshe. It's not this earth. It's not any of those forms. It is the formless that you are, that which looks through the eyes. It can't die. It can't be killed. But every single piece of trouble, every war, every way of causing suffering, every single thing that can be called not good, which is in a way wrong, but let's say for a second it's not good. All of that sources comes from the very first separation. And that is to get identified with some particular, whether that is man or woman, earthling or whatever, whether that is Hindu or Muslim or Christian or anything, the moment you separate and go to the specifics and leave the source, I, the awareness, consciousness, that all is well, we get trouble. So whoever's controlling this planet, whoever is messing with us, whatever prison planet that has been taken, and all the lied history and the fake medicine world and the fake money system that we're living in with this fractional reserve nonsense and all the manipulation going on in the media and everything, it all comes from people or beings, whatever and whoever they are, who are out of touch with the awareness that they are. It doesn't matter whether you're a lizard or a human or whoever, another species from another planet. Everything and everybody and every being has that one eye, that one intelligence looking out through their tools, the eyes and the senses and the hearing and the touching and the tasting and the smelling and whatever senses they have, like the whales have their echo and the bats have their sonar and whatever. Those are just tools, like this camera, just a tool, this body, just a tool. Really? Truly? If we can't find peace within, if we can't know through direct being what we are, if you can't rest without having to become and think, build some coils, save the world, without knowing that stillness within, it's just going to be another chapter. Maybe a chapter in space, but a chapter. So, may we keep our eyes off of the objects and focus on the thing which is not a thing within. Be at peace. Know thyself. You're not a thing, you're not a thought, you're not a mind, you're not a memory, you're not a construct of the past, you're not a historicity, you're not a baby that was born and grew up and all that nonsense. You are the one looking out through the specific aperture that can be called your life, your body-mind. And unless we know that truth, we embody that truth, we live that truth, unless we are the very embodiment of that, we will cause trouble. It'll just be a next chapter. So, stillness is still the way.